Welcome to part 3 of our 3-part series on how to use Keeper, or the provided password manager through Earney IT for all clients, especially those using Microsoft 365. We've already explored how to add the extension and get in part 1. In part 2, we looked at a few different ways of adding records to Keeper, as well as how to even set up multi-factor and search through your extension for different passwords, almost like a searchable bookmark engine for your browser. And in this part, we're going to go over some more advanced features, like how to share passwords with people in your organization, or how to review your security score based on all the passwords. As you fill it out, you'll get so much great information on how you can make your password score better, almost like a game. So let's get started on part 3, our advanced tutorial. It all starts, as always, with our extension in the upper right-hand corner. And since our previous part of our video, you can see I've added a few more passwords. So to get started, we're going to go in a little bit more depth on how we can share these passwords with other people. To share passwords, we're going to start by actually clicking on the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner and clicking Open in Web Vault. This is going to open up a portal that's already signed into our Keeper, but with many more options and much more flexibility. So let's say I want to share with Micah my Amazon account. So let's do so. Let's click on our Amazon password. And you can already see something highlighted here as I was making some very insecure passwords that we'll get into here in a second. But this is a high risk password. It is marked as weak, but we're still going to share it at the first part of this video. We're going to click share, and we're going to start typing somebody within our organization. In this case, it's going to be Micah. Now we can add an option. Do we want to allow him to view, to edit, to share with others, or to do all of those options? In this case, I don't want Micah changing my password. All I want for Micah to do is be able to input it automatically when he goes to Amazon's website. So we're going to go ahead and click add. And now Micah will get an email that a new password has been shared to him, and it'll show up in his Keeper account on his end. Now you're starting to more than likely see how this can benefit your organizations. Sharing passwords that with your team that are already shared, but instead of keeping them in Excel, you're keeping them in a secure portal. If someone ever leaves the organization, well, you remove their Keeper account, you change the password one time inside of Keeper, and now you don't need to worry about that person having that password. Or somebody new joins the organization, you give them access to a couple shared passwords, and now they're off to the races. But let's take that scenario. Let's say that you need to share 10, 15, or even 20 passwords with somebody on the day they start their work. How can you do this? Well, let's take a look at, instead of a shared password, a shared folder. We can organize our passwords inside of Keeper by getting into the Web Vault and clicking Create New in the top left and clicking Folder. Or if you plan on sharing the passwords inside of this folder, you click Shared Folder. Then you could name it Micah Shared, and you give him permissions we're actually just going to make it so that we're the admin. So we're not going to give any permissions, but we're going to only let Micah view the passwords in this folder. He's not allowed to change them. We come in here and we're going to add Micah to this. We're going to give him the permissions to be able to add new users if you'd like to. Well, now let's add some passwords to this. Again, we want to share this Amazon password. So we're going to drag and drop the Amazon password right into the shared Micah folder. And now Micah has access to that. Well, let's say we need to add our Netflix password as well. Well, let's go ahead and move that as well. Now on Micah's end, he will see a folder called Micah Shared, and he'll have all the passwords, and both of us will have the exact same thing. And if one of us changes it, the other one will see the changes. You can see how powerful this can be with your organization and as it grows. The best idea is always to minimize the amount of passwords that are shared and make as many passwords per user as possible, but we also understand it's not always possible to do so. So sharing passwords through Keeper will keep things secure. And again, good password hygiene. You don't want to make a password 123 or your dog's name. Rather, use Keeper and its powers to go in and generate very complex passwords. Passwords you would never remember, but are stored safely in Keeper. But what happens if your passwords are not secure? Maybe you spend a couple of days or even weeks importing all of your passwords, and now you're worried that maybe you have weak passwords. Well, let's take a look at the security audit feature of the Keeper portal. We can see here that our account has a very weak score and that we're also reusing passwords. Reuse of passwords makes you a danger to one account being breached, and now they can use that password across multiple websites. But let's actually take a look on how we can clean this up. So now we're going to view our weak passwords. We have two very weak and two medium passwords, but really all of them are issues. Well, what is a weak password? Let's take a look. Oh, the word password. No doubt that's weak. But you can see how valuable this can be to have a security trail of all of your passwords inside of one portal. These are a few of the advanced features, and really Keeper goes more in depth. It also allows you to save different things inside of Keeper, such as bank account information, driver's licenses, birth certificates, all because this is a very secure portal. And it's all managed by Earney IT. So if you ever forget your password, just give us a ring and we can help you get back in. But this will conclude our 3-part series on how to use Keeper. We hope you enjoy using this tool as much as we do. We do understand it takes a little bit of time to get used to using something like this, but we promise you, if you get used to using it, you will become more efficient and more secure.